professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a Scantron, pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber that tried. You see the thumbnail. Spoiled little angry kids. So I saw a video, news story, not really video, but young, I guess Hispanic or white kid in Chicago shot two of his classmates, ran off, killed two of his classmates, if I'm not mistaken, and then shot two other ones. And in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, I was talking to my aunt who's a teacher, and she was telling me a story about this little kid, like kindergarten, who basically didn't get his way. So somehow he kicked the teacher in the head. I don't know if he jumped on something and kicked, I don't know. But we were talking about the parenting in this aspect where I blame parents like us and Gen X, I blame us. And if millennials have kids, I blame them too. Where these kids are spoiled and they're angry. And they were raised to think that, you could say whatever you want or you could do whatever you want. But even if it's wrong. But the response to what you said or did is going to be wrong when somebody responds to you in kind. So if you cuss somebody out and then they cuss you back out, all of a sudden your feelings are hurt. If you, steal from somebody or use somebody or play somebody or try to hurt somebody and they wind up hurting you, then all of a sudden you're a victim. And I'm rewinding it as I'm looking at some of this stuff and I'm thinking to myself, what world are y'all living in? And where are y'all parents? Because I saw a clip online of two people posing as parents getting a call from the school. And it was like, look, you got to pick your kid up. He's here. He doesn't listen to anybody. And then the father was next to the mother in the car, says, that's why we dropped him off at school. He don't listen to nobody at home. That's y'all problem. And they started laughing. And while I'm looking at it, I'm like, I know it's supposed to be funny, but it ain't funny, at least with me. And this idea that, we talk about entitlement, a lot of this entitlement comes from having spoiled, angry little kids. You let them not deal with life and adversity. They never fell off the bike without a helmet and padding. They never actually wanted to do something and it was harder than they thought, and you let them quit. You told them that they were special and that the world revolves around them. And then when the world doesn't revolve around them, they have a temper tantrum and they spaz out on everybody on the planet, but then don't expect a response. Now, some of these kids it seems to me that these spoiled little angry kids are kids who are, maybe you're not rich, but you're not poor. I would say middle class and up kids. You're living fine, you're eating good, life is okay, home life is really good, and nothing never is, but you're doing pretty good. But you want to go out here and just be mad at the world for whatever reason. Because a lot of times, these reasons don't add up. So it becomes bothersome to see these kids, thinking that they could just go out and disrespect everybody. And it's funny. And I'm going to say this, like I said, I'm in my 40s. And I know when I was a teenager, I did some silly stuff. But it was known that if I get out of a pocket with an adult, they might punch me in the face. Or, something might happen. I didn't, if I jump in somebody's backyard or try to walk in somebody's house, I might not make it out. Like that was already known. That wasn't a I'm gonna figure it out. Let's find out. No, that was a given. You know. So, or if I get into an altercation with somebody, an argument about something, you know, if I'm an angry little kid, there's gonna be consequences. I better be able to explain why I got angry and why I did what I did. And if I can't do that, it's gonna be a problem. And what I see is people hiding behind mental health because they're spoiled brats. Nothing's really wrong with them. They're just spoiled. And they're angry that, you know, life is not going to give them everything that they want. They don't want to necessarily work for it either. So it's a problem. So for me, it becomes an issue because it's unfortunate to say this, but I don't think a lot of these spoiled brats are going to make it as adults because they're not built to be responsible. They're built to throw temper tantrums and feel like they're old if they don't get their way, even though they're not going to work for the they say they want or need. I just see a bunch of people who want to be lazy and fashionable and who are upset that the world isn't going to be given to them, which is ridiculous. And at a certain point, I hope y'all know this. Like, so I'm in Gen X. I'm at the tail end of Gen X, really at the beginning of being a millennial, right? But I'm gonna tell you, there are people in my age group who were kids that were in far worse situations. And I had to tell this to my aunt. I said, you know, that will, if you kids get out of line, there are people who think like me who will beat the brakes off of you just so you can tell your parents, so your parents can come defend you, so we could beat the brakes off of them for letting you go out in public acting a fool. So y'all got to be careful with this, man. Because everybody ain't gonna be playing with you. But tell me what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you that.